She tells me I'm live. She tells me I'm live. Here we are. Good morning. Setting up our seat for meditation. Great to be with you here this morning again. Mary Beth, great to have you here with us today. And Jennifer Barry from Italy. Incredible, incredible. I see the little symbols that indicate you, and oh my gosh, I'm just picturing you there in Italy with us. I'll have to go on some social media to see your image. So here on Facebook, we don't have quite the or on not Facebook. What are we on YouTube? We don't quite have the ability to see everyone like we do on Zoom, but I know you're here with me, and that means a lot. So, and really, it's in real time is helpful, but just the fact that we have the intention and we gather here, whether you do it a little later or now, is all good. So, okay, let's get started. Hello, welcome to meditation with me, Sunday mornings on Sun Yoga Studios YouTube channel. This morning, the topic to continue our stream from the Yoga Sutras is tapas. Not the small plates at a restaurant, but tapas has roots in the word of fire. It is often translated as discipline or purification, kind of going through some rigor to toward transformation or toward achieving our goal. This is the first of three pillars that I really like leaning on this trio, a paradigm that could be applied as our teacher TKB Desikachar, who has passed away a few years ago, would say could be applied to any endeavor that you're undertaking. So whether it's a yoga asana or to our meditation practice, I often think of it as showing up. And so we want to show up for what we value. We want to show up for something. Maybe we have a long-term goal we're trying to achieve. Sometimes we want to show up for something, but there's a challenge involved in some way. It's something that we resist for some reason. So in those cases, it's a little bit more challenging to discipline ourselves and show up. And again, a definition I've heard, saw a beautiful sign of years ago at another yoga studio than ours. The sign said, discipline is remembering what you want. And I love that way of thinking of discipline. And so it often does take at least some effort. And I find that, and sometimes a lot of effort. And when we find that, what I'm finding is when the effort is just not happening. It's just, there's some block that perhaps we need to bring a little more heart to it, a little more compassion for ourselves, and a little bit more reflection of opening ourselves into our own heart to see what's the true pull, but also where we may feel threatened, where we may feel fearful, and being tender with ourselves at those places. So a couple things in today's practice. We'll do a movement with our hands to get us here together fully. And then we'll also do a little practice with the breath before we actually get still to meditate for our 12 minutes. So as you're getting your seat set up, and this week I have some challenge with my, looks like left, but it is my right knee. So I have my leg a little more supported on this side. Again, sitting in a chair, sitting in a comfortable place. You may even choose to be laying down if you like, although there's a sleepier energy to laying down, but it is absolutely your choice. And you can continue this arranging your seat for the first few moments and through this exercise. This I learned from my teacher, Linda Delman. So we'll bring our hands up. Our hands will be like the instrument to help calibrate our presence here. So my palms are down. You might not see. My palms are facing down as my hands are up, just about above my head a little bit. And while our hands will come down extremely slowly as we breathe and we just feel the seat beneath us and feel the verticality of our spine, we'll imagine that we're tracing like a water level in our bodies as our hands come down. So here just above the head, and slowly, slowly as you're breathing, the palms are coming downward about at eye level now. Slowly following through the torso or in the body, which the hands are part of, but more the central channel. Breathing, and I'm about at the level of my nostrils and then my jaw. And this is a really, I'll just attend to what you're feeling. Lower than my shoulders now, I'm about the level of my heart. And about the level of my lower ribs. And coming down about the level of my waist. My navel, lower belly, and then as I've come down, my hands will rest on my legs, but still a little bit active, like my palms open, as I'm envisioning coming down through the hip joints, through the deep lower belly, where I entitle this the golden ball, and then through all the parts that are very close and touching the ground, the base of the pelvis, the upper legs, the lower legs, the feet. And let the hands relax. And again, the way I approach sitting practice is it's simply attending to sitting and breathing. You can bring in other elements to anchor yourself, and I may suggest some other elements, especially as we drift off. But the basics are we're simply sitting, and there's a lot that can be attended to in the sitting, the posture, and breathing. And so having brought the temperature down in a way with our hands, perhaps there's a sense of more fully arriving. And I'll incorporate the breath practice I mentioned into our meditation. So starting the timer for 12 minutes. Take these last moments of preparation to get your seat just right. After this powerful use of the hands, you may arrange your hands to be in a different, consciously different position. I often use this mudra of the left hand resting in the right, thumbs lightly touching. Universal mudra, sometimes called. So the body is steady, provides a steady foundation for us against the palpable knowledge of the ground. The intimate, direct experience. There's a gentle alertness here. So you can always come back to just feeling what parts of my body underneath me are supported by ground. Very stabilizing. Then we fill out the feel of the body by noting the whole expression up the spine, including the entire body, a certain verticality. And even if you're in a horizontal position, you can be very conscious of the stream of the spine. There's a play of the downward force we feel through gravity. We feel through that touch body to cushions or blankets or chair. And the play with its partnering force of levity. All part of how we're showing up right here. And we can begin to be aware of the breath and this lightness and ease. Not an ounce of effort required of us to breathe. Yet we can welcome the breath by, for example, softening the belly. softening the belly. So the fire of effort towards something or discipline. Fire requires oxygen, requires the breath. The breath, the quieter, almost invisible part of the equation. An ally in helping us to remember the pause, the quieting, the directing of attention gently. So, if you like, you can join me in this little pattern of breathing. We can do this sometimes in our meditations to help us find our ease, our breath, our presence here. Is to add a pause, just a very short, comfortable pause after each in breath and out breath for 3 rounds of breath around being in and out, exhaling and inhaling, or inhaling, exhaling. So all this readying, all the anchors, all the noting of what we value, and uh, steadiness and the ease, the body, the breath. Meditation and toward the next step of integration is to then just let go. Let go into wide open awareness. Without having lost any of the elements of body, breath, hands, eyes. but simply opening to that singularity, that the many point to the all, to the one. Bringing my palms together in front of my heart and bowing. Bowing to all that is myself and that light within me, and that the lights of you, all that are gathered here with me, and that feeling and that knowing of that we are all part of this same stream. Notice how the act of bowing has this humility and gratitude, and see for yourself what it feels like. So this coming together, whenever you sit in your meditation, you may find it helpful if like for me, sometimes it's challenging to even discipline myself to make the time for something I love so much and value so much. But one thing that's helpful is to know that so many other dear ones are sitting with me, ones that I know very well and ones that I know a little bit, that you are, that you sit with me, whether it's in real time or not, whether it's in another time, that we are in this together. So I wish you well and contentment and joy as you move through your day and your week. And you just observe of how you're showing up, and are you showing up the way you like to? And gently, be gentle with yourself. Look within and keep open outward. So thank you, Jackie, for being here today, and Mary Beth and Andrea, and all of you who join in later. And Jennifer from Italy takes the prize for the most distance this morning. So take care, and thank you.